Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be covering the IXL assignment TGN, add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals word problems. Without further ado, let's get going. Sadie bought 9 pounds of potatoes and 0 and 62 hundredths pounds of carrots. How many pounds of vegetables did she buy in all? Now that I've read it once, we are going to read it a second time to annotate, to mark up our text, find that important information. So she bought 9 pounds of potatoes, 0 and 62 hundredths pounds of carrots, and we want to know how many pounds of vegetables did she buy in all. So we're wanting the total amount of vegetables. What operation do you think that we are going to perform here? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? If we want to know in all, we want our total, meaning we are going to add. Remember, when you add and subtract decimals, you need to line up that decimal point. What do we do when we have a whole number? How can we represent 9 as a decimal? Hopefully you remember that technically there is an invisible decimal right here. But if there isn't any value, if there is, in this case, it's just 9 pounds of potatoes even, we don't need to write it, but we can. So we can write that as 9 and 0 tenths. That will allow us to line our decimals up, 0 and 62 hundredths. And if we're wanting to know that in all amount, the total, we will be adding. One more quick question. What do we do when we line up the decimals and there's an empty space? We add a filler 0 in. We want to make sure that we don't get any of our work misaligned. Now we're ready to add. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 6 is 6. We bring that decimal point straight down. 9 plus 0 is 9. So Sadie bought 9 and 62 hundredths pounds of vegetables in all. The label is already there for us, meaning we just need to enter our numerical answer. Let's try this one. It snowed 17 and 86 hundredths inches on Monday and 0 and 71 hundredths inches on Tuesday. How much did it snow on Monday and Tuesday combined? All right, read it a second time, mark up that text. So this is how much it snowed on Monday, and then this much on Tuesday. And our question is, how much did it snow on Monday and Tuesday combined? What will be our operation then? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? We want to know the combined amount, that combined total, meaning we will add. Once again, line up those decimal points. All right, let's add them up. 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 plus 7, 15. Remember to write the 5 and carry the 1. Bring down your decimal point. 7 plus 0 is 7. Also add that 1 that we carried, 8. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. So in all, it snowed 18 and 57 hundredths inches. Let's try number 3. Pedro had 31 and 4/10 grams of pepper. Then he used 9 and 61 hundredths grams of pepper to make some scrambled eggs. How much pepper does Pedro have left? Don't forget, read it that second time, mark up your work, mark up your word problem. So he had 31 and 4/10 grams of pepper, but he used 9 and 61 hundredths. to make some scrambled eggs. And we want to know how much pepper he has left. What operation do we need to perform to solve this? Subtraction. A couple key things that ties you into subtraction. He's using something. So if he's using it, it's being spent, it's being taken away. Another key phrase is we want to know how much he has left. How much is left after it's been used, after it's been subtracted. Just like addition, we need to line up those decimal points. 31 4/10 minus 9 61 hundredths. And we're going to fill any empty spaces in with a 0 to make sure we don't make any mistakes when subtracting. All right, 0 minus 1, we're going to need to do some borrowing. So be very neat about this so you don't mix up any of your numbers. We're going to borrow from the 4, which makes it a 3, and my 0 is now a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 3 minus 6, got to borrow again. We're going to borrow next door. That becomes a 0. This is a 13. What is 13 minus 6? 7. Bring that decimal point straight down. 0 minus 9, can't do that. Let's borrow again. Now we have 10 minus 9. 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. Therefore, Pedro has 21 79 hundredths grams of pepper remaining. All right, let's jump it up a notch with this problem. It's strawberry season, so Monica wants to make strawberry jam. She buys all the strawberries left at her local town market for a total of $25.50. If the strawberries cost $4.25 per quart, how many quarts does she buy? Okay, let's read it a second time and identify our key information. So it's strawberry season, so Monica wants to make strawberry jam. She buys all strawberries left for a total, so they're giving us a total of $25.50. But strawberries cost $4.25 per quart, and we want to know how many quarts did she buy? What operation do you think we're going to do here? In this case, we are actually going to divide. A couple key things that led me to division is it gave me the total amount. I was told that the total amount of money that Monica spent was $25.50. And then I know that the strawberries cost $4.25 each quart, each container. We need to divide that up evenly to see how many quarts she actually purchased. Okay? To set up our division problem here, we're going to take our total and divide it by the price per quart of strawberries. So $25.50 is being divided by the individual price, $4.25. Now, when we're working with decimals, the inside number, so that's called your dividend, that number is allowed to be a decimal. You can do that. However, the divisor, so the number on the outside that we're dividing by, that can't be a decimal. I need to rewrite this problem and move the decimal so my divisor, what I'm dividing by, is no longer a decimal number. So we need to move that 2 places. So instead of it being $4.25, it becomes 425. Now, we can't just do that nilly-willy. So whatever we do to the one number, we have to do the second, so it's an even decimal movement, so our value will still be the same. This becomes 2,550. And I'm going to keep that decimal point at the end because you never know, we may or may not need it. Now we're ready to divide. Okay, so you have your multiplication facts memorized for the 425s, right? Yeah, no, neither do I. Two different strategies we can use here. One, we could use repeated addition. So we could add 425 over and over again until I see how many times it goes into 2,550. Second strategy is a little bit of guess and check. We can do some estimating, we can do some guessing and say, all right, I'm going to multiply 425 by 3 and see what I get. And then that will gauge whether we need to multiply it by a higher number or a lower number. Personally, that's the method I like to do, and then I save all of my work. I'm going to just go smack dab in the middle. I'm going to pick 5. All right, smack dab in the middle between 1 and 10. I'm going to multiply 425 by 5 and see where that lands me. Five times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 2 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 1 is 21. All right, so I have 2,125. That's less than 2,550, but not a ton less, because remember, I'm increasing by 425 each time. So I'm just going to go up one more time and multiply 425 by 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Ooh, look at that. I got lucky. Second one, it matched. So that means 425 can go into 2,550 6 times. And because it went in evenly, I don't have any remainders, which means there's no estimating I need to do. Monica bought 6 quarts of strawberries. All right, guys, that was our final example. If you have any questions, please feel free to attend a help session or email your teacher and we'll be happy to help. You got this. Go try it on your own now. Bye.